This real beauty of a tablet, of a display. This is a Samsung Galaxy Tab S4. Highlight is of course the big Super AMOLED display. We're coming to this a little bit back later because I wanted to first present you the device because I love that 6.6 millimeters thickness over here. That's real. I measured it by my own. It's really a little bit thinner than the iPad Air, 6.6 millimeters. And the big version has 465 grams, the smaller one 94, I'm sorry. 465 this one, and it's really feeling less because of this real thin beauty, and because it's really resting great in your palm, because the backside is looking like metal, but as you might know, it's of course plastic, first of the white, but it's warmer than metal would have been, and especially it has a very good grip for your fingers. As you can see here, it's really stopping my fingers kind of, and that's very important, especially on tablets, I guess, because you hold them for a long time, some hours of course, or you're trying to hold them with one hand, so it's important that it's thin and it's light, and especially that your fingers really have a good grip, as you can see here. These, if you might have wondered, are the buttons for attaching the accessory. 8 megapixels camera on the back, 2.1 megapixels camera on the front. But as I promised, I will come back to the display because this is a real beauty. We have 2560 by 1600 pixels, and I measured over here 226 millimeters by 142. So I'm coming to a pixel density of 287 ppi. So I wanted to show you this picture and go a little bit closer so that you can enjoy, because Samsung has done very much, especially of this display. First of course, it's Super AMOLED, meaning the pixels are glowing by themselves and not illuminated from the back like on LCDs. And I will show you the difference here on this device. This is the first HTC One, the M7, and this is the best one you can get on LCD at the moment because it has the most pixel density of all smartphones at the moment, but it's LCD, and you can see here, especially if you're watching the darker details over here, that they are a little bit more, the contrasts are higher on the tablet, or especially if you're watching this black button over, or this black thing over here, because this is real black, because these pixels are shut down totally. And if you have LCD, they are lit from below, and if you're trying to have it black, you can dark it, but it's never getting real black for 100%, just some 90% or whatever. So you won't have these great contrast on LCDs. And I hope you can see in the video, this one is shot, by the way, in Full HD, so please watch in Full HD if possible. So you will detect that there are a little bit more colors and more intense colors on the tablet, on the Tab S over here. That's because of Samsung is telling that this device shows 90% of the Adobe RGB colors. So you have 20% more colors than on LCDs. They are coming up to some 70%, and here we have 90%. So you have more colors, more color tones, more intense colors, and combined with this great contrast you have, especially for multimedia, a really great and a large display. I enjoyed this very much. And Samsung has done a little bit more on the software. It's called adaptive display. So via these sensors over here, they are not only regulating the brightness of the display, but you have the colors and the color intenseness and the sharpness, so that you have, as at least Samsung is telling this, always the best quality display displayed or while you are having your surrounding and darkness of your surrounding, or brightness and fab temperature of your surrounding and whatever. So it's always the best you can get. And of course, you might have heard that we have a fingerprint reader below. Let me see, where's this one? Yeah, below that manual, that mechanical home button over here. So it's something you might know from the Galaxy S5. So you can scan in your fingerprints over here and can unlock your device with this, or pay with PayPal or whatever. Just the same like on the S5. I'm sorry for that. And as you have seen already, it's the same touch with surface you know from other phones and tablets from Galaxy, from Samsung on the Galaxy series. So it's typical the same. You have a little bit more. You have that multi-user mode, you have a kids mode, you have a new SideSync 3.0, so meaning that you can push a bit more content between the S5 and the tab phone. Let's say, for example, you have installed a game on your S5, you can play it on your device here, on the tablet, on the Tab S, and you have the text messages answered and phone calls even got with the Tab S. So it's even more compatible, and there will show up more compatible phones, as Samsung is telling, but I do not know which ones and when. So, but they will come, they have told. And of course, you have again this. Oh, let me see, show it like this. This multi-window mode, so that can you, as you know it from other devices, of course, already push over here and have your options or whatever. So this is something you know. New is the processor. This is an Exynos 5 by Samsung, so it's octa-core, but it's kind of 2 times quad-core, because you have 4 cores. I call it high intense cores with 1.9 gigahertz. It's a Cortex A15, and on the other side you have 4 low energy cores. It's a Cortex A7 construction with 1.2 gigahertz, 1.9 gigahertz, 1.2 gigahertz. So we have those 2 times quad-core processors, so that whatever you need, if you need low power or if you need high performance, whatever you need, this processor will give you what you need for your tasks. You have 3 GB of RAM and 16 GB internal memory, and this comes to a problem because I have heard several times on the launch event that there will be a version of the Tab S with 32 GB internal memory, but I can't imagine, because as you can see here, this one is 16 GB internal memory, and you have a micro SD card slot here on the side. This one, by the way, is the SIM card, and this has up to 128 gigabytes. So I can't imagine why somebody would spend more money for 32 gigabyte internal memory over here, because if you have all out of the box net memory free is 10.97 gigabyte, so some 11 gigabyte roundabout. So this should be enough for everybody, because you can move your or most of the apps to your SD card, and 128 gigabyte should be enough for everybody. So I guess people who would spend more money would better be buying the LTE version for 100 bucks more. At least these are the prices here in Germany or Europe. So you have 100 bucks more for the LTE version instead of spending your money on a little bit more internal memory. I can't get that, but that's the info I have at the moment. Being at the prices, the small one with 8.4-inch display is 399 euros without any contract, and this one, the big one, is 499 euros without any contract. These are the recommended prices by Samsung. Those street prices will be a little bit lower and getting lower during the time, and again 100 bucks more for the LTE version. Well, that's enough as a first impression of the Samsung Galaxy Tab S, at least I hope so. If you liked my video, please think of recommending my channel and to subscribe to it. I say thanks in advance and take care.